I'm Jeff with Chandler Systems, and today I'm going to walk you through cleaning the injector and screen on one of our top mount aeration systems. This is something we recommend doing annually or anytime that your system's not drawing air. You might not notice whether it's drawing air or not, but you would notice if you had iron or sulfur coming through. And typically, if that happens on one of these systems, the most likely culprit is that it's just not drawing air. And the most common cause of it not being able to draw air is a clogged injector or screen. So I'm gonna walk you through that procedure. We're gonna start by cycling it into a backwash and moving it to the air replenish step. So I'm going to first remove the cover. And then I'm going to start a cycle. You can do this either by pressing Regenerate Now in the Legacy View app or by just pressing and holding the Set Change button. Hold it down until you see a 1, let go, and then press and hold it again until it starts into the cycle. And the first two steps are a decompress and air release. You want to let it go through these two steps just to make sure that there isn't any air in the system. If it's having trouble drawing air, there probably isn't excess air in the system, but it's always recommended to let it go through steps 1 and 2. Once it gets to step 3, we'll move it along from there. So we're in step 3 now, and our system is backwashing. So I'm going to press and hold Set Change to move it to the next step. You'll notice it skipped step 4, which is arrest. It's usually skipped. When it gets to 5-20, this is the air replenish step. So I can feel and hear it sucking air during this step, so that means it's working, but we're going to pretend that it's not, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it into bypass. So if you put it into that step, you don't feel suction, that confirms, okay, we need to clean our injector and screen, most likely. So put it into bypass, and you can leave it in this cycle. Pressure is going to be off the system, so we're going to go ahead and unplug it. And now we can safely begin to disassemble things. So first I'm going to take off this injector cap by removing these 2 screws. If you have an elevated drain line, there will be some water coming out towards you, but again, it's not under pressure, so it shouldn't be spraying at you. Take that cap, just get it out of the way, and then there's a little gasket here. You want to remove that and just set it aside so you don't lose it. So we're just going to remove this screen, and if it doesn't come out easily, you can use a pair of needle nose pliers or a flathead screwdriver to pry it out. But you want to look at the back and make sure when water comes through there, it's coming at it from the back, so make sure that's good and clean on both sides so that water is able to get through there. As long as that's clean, go ahead and put it back in. Now we're going to go ahead and clean the injector inside this air injection assembly. So I'll start by removing this clip so I can take this cap off, set that aside. Then I'm going to remove this assembly here by releasing this 3/8 elbow. This is a push lock fitting, so the way you get it to release is you push in on this inner collar and pull out. If you have one of these 3/8 collet release tools, that really helps, but you don't need to have one of those. You can use a pair of needle nose pliers or your fingers, anything that can get in here and apply equal pressure on both sides of this collar. So once you get that removed, the injector that we want to get at is inside here. We're going to need to push it out from the other end. So I'm going to take a skinny flathead screwdriver and I'm just going to push it through like so. And then you can take this apart and clean it. This is a 2-piece assembly, and you just want to make sure that you're able to see through there, make sure that it's totally clean. If it's really dirty, it might be easier to just replace it. As long as that's clean, we're gonna go ahead and put it back in. Make sure that you put the tapered end in first and push it all the way in. You should feel it seat down into place. Then I'm going to put it back onto the elbow. Just push it on and you should feel that grab on. And then we're going to reconnect the cap and make sure this clip gets locked into place. And then when we put the injector cap back on, you want to make sure that this end with the plug on it is facing downward. Also make sure you don't forget to replace that gasket that we set aside. So I'm going to put the gasket in place first. And then put the injector cap back on. And while I have the system down, I'm also just going to take the drain line flow control off, and I'm going to check the flow control assembly just to make sure that there isn't anything that might be blocking the flow out the drain, because especially if you don't find much of anything in the screen or the injector, the other leading cause of a lack of suction in these systems would be anything that might be restricting the flow out the drain line, or any kind of piece of debris that might be blocking this tiny little orifice in the drain line flow control. So this rubber button here in the flow control housing, that's my drain line flow control button. It's clean and clear, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that back on. Make sure that there's no kinks or restrictions in your drain line itself. And that's pretty much it. Now, we're still in the air replenish step. I'm gonna go ahead and plug my unit back in, and it's gonna pick up right where it left off. I will then go ahead and put it back into service, and we'll make sure that we have suction. So plug power into the port labeled P, and you'll see we're still in step 5, which is my air replenish. We have 19 minutes remaining. I'm gonna go ahead and open my inlet and open your outlet. And as long as you have suction, go ahead and let it finish the final 2 steps on its own. It's going to draw air for the remainder of this cycle, and then it's going to go to rapid rinse, usually for about 5 minutes, and it'll return back to service on its own.